Hey, welcome back everyone. Hope your Thursday is going good. And we're going to have a little bit of a Throwback Thursday theme again with opening up 3 packs of 1990 Maxx racing cards. I believe we talked about that yesterday that we would do that today. Been having a hard time locating any retail around me, so that's why you've not seen any blasters to be open. I got a few off to the side here that are kind of my if I get really dry on cards to open, but I don't want to tear into those just yet. But I did want to go ahead and do 3 more of these packs of 1990 Maxx Racing. So it's always, for me, a trip down memory lane with these cards, because I was about 14 years old when these came out, and I just have a great memory of all these, all the drivers and owners and events of this time and era, because it's going to be about the 1989 season. There you see on the back an offer for a free sample of NASCAR's #1 racing publication. Get you a little bit there. Winston Cup scene. Became NASCAR scene. I believe they ceased operation in about 2008-9, thereabouts. Can't really remember right offhand. But we're going to start off with the 1989 Rookie of the Year, Dick Trickle. Who's he being interviewed by? TSN. I believe that's a Canadian network. My guess is that's probably at Charlotte, but I can't say for sure. He was driving for Stavola Brothers at the time. There's Dave Marcus. 1988 was the last year. 1989 was the last year he had Lifebuoy sponsorship. But he would use that uniform for a few more years because Dave just did everything he could to save any dollar he could. Rick Wilson, he drove for Morgan McClure from 1986 to 1989. Best finish was second in the 88 Pepsi Firecracker 400. Jimmy Horton later gained the nickname Air Horton after he flew out of the track at Talladega in 1993, driving for Dean Myers. But here he was driving the S&H Racing Fords. I believe he was a co-owner in that team. Not 100% sure, but there you see S&H Racing on his uniform. Mike Alexander, who was the replacement driver for Bobby Allison when Bobby got hurt, but Mike had a pretty good career in the Busch Series and short tracks, the All-Pro, and some of the southern circuits around Nashville, but was injured in the 1988 Snowball Derby in Florida and ended up only running 1 race in 1989. Mr. Excitement, Jimmy Spencer, ran for Rookie of the Year in 1989. He was a late entry as Greg Sachs was released from this team. It was Buddy Baker's team, the Baker Schiff Racing. There you see a Bullfrog Knit sponsorship. I believe Danny Schiff, the co-owner, was the owner of Bullfrog Knits, a children's clothing manufacturer. Speaking of Danny Schiff, there he is. Let's flip this over, and it really doesn't have any information about him. Holy smokes, he's getting up there in age. I didn't realize. I don't know if he's still around or not. If he is, this would be a great TTM opportunity. Tim Brewer, longtime crew chief in the Cup Series. Eventually, I think he went to work for ESPN as a analyst, a pit analyst, not a pit reporter, but an analyst. Fans' favorite, 1989 and 1990 DW, one most popular driver. This is going to tell you a little bit about that. Harold Elliott, former engine builder for Rusty Wallace's team. Club Maxx, so just a special offer for Club Maxx. Just a checklist as well, so nothing spectacular there. Eddie Wood, one of the now co-owners of the Wood Brothers Racing Team. Race number 28. This looks like it's probably going to be Phoenix. Yeah, that's going to be Phoenix, so this would be 1989. Bill Elliott would have won this race. There you see Jim Sauter's Group 44 Racing Pontiac by Bob Tullius owned, and then there's Rusty's Blue Max Pontiac. So the Auto Works 500. Wallace was on his way to winning. Bill Elliott won the race. Chad Little, this uniform was when he was driving for, I want to say, Junie Donlevy during the 1989 season. They had a little bit of help from Motorcraft, but not much. Nice look at a young Chad Little. And Ken Bouchard, the 1988 Cup Series Rookie of the Year, younger brother of 1981 Rookie of the Year, Ron Bouchard. Did do some TTMs with him last year and got those back. May have to send off a few more. Go to pack number 2, Jim Phillips, longtime MRN reporter. I believe he still may be with them. Not for sure. Steve Meal, crew chief for Mark Martin. Steve was a crew chief for Terry Labonte in 1984, 5, 6-ish as well. Steve would also go on to be a crew chief at DEI. He kind of bounced around a little bit here and there. He has got an interview in the Scene Vault podcast. He works for, I want to say, some government company doing engineering of some kind. And his son Shane was hurt at a dirt track here in Indiana several years ago. Became paralyzed almost from the neck down because of that crash. Junie Donlevy, we mentioned him, longtime team owner in NASCAR. Does give Junie's stats there. At up to that time, he had a 511 starts, only 1 win as an owner. Felix Sabates, he was a longtime owner for Kyle Petty with the Sabco team. Former Busch Series driver. Ronald Cooper, he had 1 career win, 1988. I want to say it was at Lanier Raceway in Georgia. Or 1989, I'm sorry. But he ran a family-owned team for a few years and just kind of disappeared. Dale Inman. I need to send off to him again. This would be a nice one to have signed. Of course, he was a 8-time Cup Series champion, 7 times with Richard Petty and 1 time with Terry Labonte in 84. Richard Broom, he was Kenny Schrader's crew chief. I'm trying to see who that is. That's either Lakes, I think that's Lake Speed blurring by there. Phil Barkdahl, former longtime independent driver. Larry Mack, looking like he's smoking a cigarette, but he's just chewing on a pin. Crew chief for Brett Bodine. 1989, that would have been Ricky Rudd. He was crew chiefing. Doug Reichert kind of hopped around all over the place, but he is the 1980 championship crew chief for Dale Earnhardt. Robin Pemberton. He kind of hopped around from team to team as well. Stan Barrett, father of Stanton Barrett. Stan was an on and off driver in the 80s and early 90s, but he was more famous for being known as a Hollywood stuntman. Sterling Marlin, 1983 Cup Series Rookie of the Year. And we got 2 more. Butch Miller, ASA standout. And Slick Poston, who worked for Hendrick Motorsports, I believe, is a gear specialist. Does it say? Doesn't tell me what team he's working on here. But I want to say he was with Hendrick Motorsports, but I could be. Yeah, there it is. There's the little Hendrick Motorsports checkerboard logo. And our final pack of the day. Let's see what it gives us. Davey Allison. We'll take that one all day. Of course, Davey died in a helicopter crash in July of 1993. This is his regular base card, not an all-star or any sort of thing like that. At this point, in 1990, Davey had 6 career wins, going into the 1990 season, that is. Tony Glover, crew chief for Morgan McClure Racing for a long time. Former drag racer Raymond Beadle, car owner, championship owner for Rusty Wallace's team. Trying to see who he's getting interviewed by, but they're just all sorts of things. This is probably 1989. What race? Oh, this is going to be the Michigan race, because this will be the Champion Spark Plug 400 at Michigan, Victory Lane. Jim Bound, younger brother of 1990 Busch Series champion Chuck Bound. Jim made several Cup Series starts over the years. Ronnie Silver, longtime Busch Series competitor, retired in the early 90s. He helped Michael Waltrip a lot in the Busch Series. Jimmy Means, longtime owner-driver, now an owner in the Xfinity Series. Team's struggled mightily the last couple of years. Ted Conder was a co-owner with Felix Sabates of Sabco. He is the co-part of Sabco, Sab being Sabates, co being Conder. And I believe he was Ted Conder, I believe, was one of the original owners of the Charlotte Hornets. So let's see if that doesn't say it here, but I do believe Ted Conder may have been one of the original owners of the Charlotte Hornets, the original Charlotte Hornets, way back when. Jeff Hammond, championship crew chief. Travis Carter worked for many different teams over the years. Here he is with the This was his team, Travis Carter's team, that is. Butch Miller was driving, and he owned teams a couple different times in the Cup Series. J.D. McDuffie, very cool. One of my favorite independent drivers of all time. Of course, J.D. was tragically killed in 1991 at a freak accident in Watkins Glen. Leonard Wood, co-owner of the Wood Brothers for many, many years. Darrell Bryant. Darrell worked on Cliff Stewart's team for many, many years and got a win as a crew chief for Lake Speed in 1988 at Darlington. There you see 1980. I'm not sure who he's crew chief there for, but I do know in 1988 that was the Lake Speed Darlington victory. How ironic they put Lake Speed right behind him. Very cool. Lake in the bullseye barbecue sauce Olds. Hall of Famer Waddell Wilson there when he was with Hendrick Motorsports. Longtime crew chief, longtime engine builder, going all the way back into the 60s. And our final car of the day is Terrible Tommy Ellis, 1988 Busch Series champion, with the Goo Goo Cluster Candy sponsorship. There you see Tommy's Busch Series stats from 1982 when the series was founded through the end of 1989. So he had a pretty nice career at that point. He had a couple rough years and just kind of had difficulty finding rides after that. But he was a terror, if you will, on the short tracks of the Southeast for many, many years. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Not sure what we're going to do tomorrow. I've got some ideas. I'm really, really hoping that we can find some retail soon. It's been pretty dry around here, and I'm not sure why, because it seems like there's a lot of other places that are getting plenty of retail, but it's dry here, and it's a little frustrating. But at any rate, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. As always, thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it, and we will see you again tomorrow.